Well, you're in the central coast of California, and behind you is Lopez Point, which is a significant point, and next to it is Lucia Lodge, one of the oldest establishments on Big Sur. It opened the day that the highway opened in 1937.
Today, that's a National Scenic Byway. Its scenic virtues are very much appreciated. Everybody who drives the coast pretty much wants to stop and pull over and look at the view at least once.
People love this stuff. Why do people go to beautiful places? It's because they want to see scenery. The tragedy that I see driving up and down the Big Sur Highway every year, there's all these people, these millions of people coming here and having this marvelous experience and going home and telling everybody they never got out of their car. They never got out to see that condor. They never got out to see the sea otter.
I think that most visitors come to appreciate the resource more if they can get out of their car and walk a bit and learn a bit about the resource that they're looking at. We want them to fall in love with their coast.
Why did Ansel Adams move to the Monterey Peninsula? Why did Steinbeck's books sell so well, writing about the Salinas Valley and Pastures of Heaven, Cannery Row? Why are corporate headquarters always in beautiful places? It's not just about the cost of labor. It has a lot to do with aesthetics. The #1 attraction in Southern California of all the Disneylands and things are the Los Angeles County beaches. That's the #1 tourist attraction in the United States. So desire to be on the coast and to have that walking passive experience is well documented.
And we probably ought to concentrate on reconnecting the parts that have already been broken, using existing paths, existing sections of Old County Road. I think we can put together a pretty good bit of coastal trail already. It might not be the full 70 or 80 miles of trail, but more than half of it is already possible to do.
Well, if you look at a map of California, it's very interesting. Right here is the only place that the National Forest touches the water. And that ought to be, in my opinion, the first place to demonstrate that you can have a trail. Well, I've been involved in trying to get a trail along the Big Sur coast and along the entire California coast since I led the bicycle ride to support Prop 20 back in 1972, and just realized how wonderful it would be to have a non-motorized experience on the whole California coast. Everybody supports trails. They just don't want it in their backyard. We have access, we have a plan, and now it's getting that plan implemented. It was essentially, okay, whose property are you going to go through? Where are you going to go through it? My father was very instrumental in promoting the first coastal legislation in California. And so I've grown up with this passion for coastal protection and access. And I just believe that people who own private property and shut it off from access are selfish people.
I think it's really important that a community feel a sense of ownership of their piece of the trail, and it doesn't become a problem for the community. Instead, it can be something that the community sees as part of their identity.
And so I think the solution is an engineering solution and a management solution. That is, put the trail where you want people to go and make sure that it is not attractive to go where you don't want to go. And one of the questions I get asked from visitors here, how come there aren't houses all over these hills? I said, well, it's a good question. It's private land. It's because we have a county plan and a Big Sur plan, a coastal plan, where we've protected these things by law. You can build here, but you just can't see it when you finish building it.
There was a fellow who wanted to build a house between the highway and the ocean. It would have intruded into the view from the highway, and the Coastal Commission said, well, gosh, we don't think this is consistent with the intent of the Coastal Act.
Part of this became a preserve for the University of California at Santa Cruz. And all these students started writing papers who'd come here from big urban cities and other areas. Their first experience in the wilderness, sitting on a mountain in Big Sur with a full moon, looking at natural light of the entire coastline and writing about it in their logs. And I asked Professor Norris, I said, why did you make them write in the rain? He said, Sam, that isn't rain, those are tears. And I think in order to get people to protect that aesthetics or have a value for aesthetic protection, you've got to understand it. I mean, I tell people in Congress, what do you do in your district? I say, we sell scenery. We sell scenery for agriculture. We sell scenery to the tourists. We sell scenery to poets and writers and photographers. They come, and we do honor the land, and still, hundreds of years later, we're still protecting it.